Hey everyone, Mark and Joey here on a Monday morning, and that means sports recaps from the weekend. Lots of great sports as we always talk about. Also, well, if you're a regular listener, just fast forward. We got to talk about our channel. We got to talk about a couple sponsors. But for people just joining us, of course, ultimatesportschannel.com. Go there, set it up as your main site every day. We got a huge sports feed on it. It has all the sports in the world, not just the major ones that we talk about, and you get an opportunity to see what's going on in your sport if we're not talking about it this particular week. And some of the sports we don't talk about, because one of the things we look to do is wherever we can be a fan. Our motto is podcast for fans by fans, and that's what we are. We're fans, and we can't be fans of 50 sports.
No, I mean, like, there's some great gymnastic stuff on there. Yeah. I know Simone Biles did a bunch of great stuff.
So much TV time.
But man, yeah, and I don't want to butcher her great performance with our analysis of it. So, check out our website, ultimatesportschannel.com, and check out our sponsors as well. Yeah. CoolEyeCover.com, which is sunglasses. I got a pair. They're great for sports, watching sports. It's summertime everywhere right now. It's insanely hot. Protect those eyes.
Especially if you're going to baseball games, golf, or tennis.
Protect those eyes, guys, and grab a pair of sunglasses on CoolEyeCover.com. And if you want to enjoy a cold one, well, we got cool beer glasses at benshot.com. Put golf balls, pool balls, bullets.
These things are super cool.
They're so cool.
I watched the video on them making them.
It's awesome.
Really cool.
So they're on our website. You can get a link and actually get 10% off.
And you have to go through that link. Don't go to the company. You don't get the 10% off. Only the link through us. We also have another one in there called Elite Junior Profiles. This has got people that help athletes get to the NCAA. Very cool that they're doing this. There's lots around. These are the best I've seen. Again, you'll see them on our website. We do have a discount program to get your child in there, or somebody you know who's child in who's the NCAA process is hugely complicated. Anyway, get to the website. You'll see everything there you need to know. But again, we worked out a discount of joining Elite Junior Profiles, and could really help out your child or someone else's child getting to the NCAA. So there you go. Quick recap on the sponsors. And we want to get to another sunshine sport, which is tennis. And it was our cup this week in Toronto, Montreal. Our Canadian tennis. The tennis up to yesterday was unbelievable. The weather's been mostly great. A few rain delays, but not many. And we had this most huge lead up to the final day. And this couldn't have been a more disappointing final day if you tried.
I mean, it was horrid. I mean, on both sides. Like, not
even. That's why we didn't buy a ticket. Oh my god.
Oh man. Well, first of all, if you haven't, you don't know, Serena Williams retired. Fourth game. She was down 3-1. Right, she retired. First time being broken. Was really ruined. A day for a young woman who deserved a great moment in front of our crowd, hitting the winning shot or whatever, winning the winning point, being on the ground, crying, screaming, emotional, the crowd going nuts. Yeah. She wins in this awful fashion. Anticlimactic. I felt so bad for her. Even I think she was a little confused on how to really be in the moment, because obviously it's because Serena, who obviously is the greatest of all time, could not go. She could not function. So it's hard to be happy at the same time. You were the first Canadian in 50 years to win our cup. First time since they moved it to hard court. And you're celebrating, yet obviously, someone who's a fan of Serena like she said she was, obviously heartbreaking to see Serena not be able. Apparently, during points, it wasn't the fact she couldn't move, but during points her back would seize and she could not move. So his back spasms.
But it was hard to tell.
Well, she didn't move, though, on a lot of serves, and people thought it's because the serves were tough. Serena's claiming, obviously, her back was spasming. Right. She could not go. Obviously, respectfully, I understand, although it's disappointing, there is a major only 2 weeks away, and it's tough as a fan, especially my country's cup, to be like, you're probably withdrawing mostly because of that in 2 weeks, which obviously hurts our feelings. But if I was a player in golf or something, I'd understand a bigger event's coming up, which also, by the way, is the U.S. Open, which is her country open. Right. So I get it, but
a history-making win
that is what happened. A history-making win that was so sad, weird and sad, and honestly awkward. And then even the presentation, because obviously they weren't ready. It took them 30 minutes probably to get ready, bring people out, have the people there to present trophies. It was all very weird. Here's the weirdest
part for me. I don't know. Serena went to the bench and just sat there and quit. Not one medical person went to work on her. Like, where were her people helping her out if she's got this problem?
She claims it was kind of all day, and she didn't even get to warm up very long.
Yeah, but you know what? There should be a rule. you should need to be looked at by a physician on this injury. We've seen Ronich and even our girl, I'm forgetting her name now. Jeez, that's terrible. We're laying on the court getting physio throughout the week.
Jeannie,
at different times during the week, right? So she should have at least had to have someone work on her back. This was clearly a retirement because of the U.S. Open. If she had nothing else coming up, I swear she would have tried to go work through it. She would have had someone from medical come out and massage the back. We see this in tennis all the time. There is a tournament that doesn't go by. You don't see them laying on the ground getting
just watch
physio.
Ronich. Every tournament, he's on the ground trying to work it out. That's what I mean. It's obviously has to do with the U.S. Open. She didn't even want a doctor to say, yeah, I think I figured it out, and then risk it and make it worse. That's why I say it's tough as a local and someone who wanted to see Bianca, the Canadian, get her due, not be upset. But I as an athlete, I have to say, if you're an American right now, you don't care, and you want Serena at your U.S. Open contending for a major. It's just simply because, the way everything played out, it was Bianca, the Canadian, going for history against the greatest of all time. It was like this greatest match probably in Canadian tennis history. And unfortunately, she didn't even get to really do it. Although we know she looked great, she probably could have easily won the match. If Serena played the whole match and looked bad, it would have maybe been just as bad. I don't know, but I just feel like it was disappointing for Bianca. I feel bad for her, but at the same time, she doesn't feel bad for herself, and this is a true pro's attitude. She's proud of herself. She knows she got this. She earned it. She stayed healthy. She's someone who has had to withdraw at a bunch of events.
Well, she missed 3 months coming in this tournament.
Yeah, so, that's a real pro's attitude is what she had, and she gave Serena credit. She wished her the best, all compliments. So, real pro attitude by Bianca. Congratulations to her. She still wins the trophy, and she actually had quite a great moment in the semis. When she got to the final, she got her moment kind of on the ground, and they were cheering for her. So, she's a pro's pro. She handled it great, and really, you just got to look at it what it is, and congratulations to her at the end of the day, and she was very good.
But here's what they said. They also said that Williams had these back problems the day before in the other semifinal match, and yet she stayed on and won that match. I don't think these back spasms were that bad. I just believe she's an emotional wreck. You see her in so many times that she's talking. Ever she had the breakdown at the last major with the young girl there, Osaka. She's just not all there. Well, and I think this was a mental breakdown, not a physical. She got broken to go down 4-1, and I think she started thinking of the U.S. Open. And this is ridiculous that doctors didn't go out. If she had laid on the ground or gone to the dressing room and they did physio, and Bianca
had to go to the dressing room every match. She get taped
for 30 minutes. You got to come back out all taped and everything else, right? If I'd seen her do that and then they came out and said doctors, agree she can't go forward, there needs to be a rule in tennis. These people cannot retire. Our own guy did it. Ronich did it. However,
he got work done.
I know why he did
2
it.
points.
He got work done. But I also know why he did it. It was a Canadian moved on. So if he was going to do it,
it was a win-win. I have no doubt he looked at the match and said, "I probably can't go any further in the tournament anyway." Yeah. Felix is on the other side. He might as well go and face other opponents. Yeah. That was partly probably Ronich's thing. Part of it, yeah. But I will give at least Ronich some credit. He played that set and won it and still got work done and still said, my doctors say I shouldn't go and shouldn't risk it. But he does win because it wasn't the final match and Felix got to go on. In this case, I agree with you. It's upsetting she didn't get work done. It was upsetting the way she did it too. She's walked over, sat over, and said she was done. Yeah. But I just feel like if you're going to be objective, if you're an American right now, you're happy about it. But really, on another side, you're right about Serena in a bigger picture. She's taking the spotlight away from a couple stars. Well, yeah. She took the spotlight away from Osaka. She should have retired
in the semifinal.
When Osaka won. No, but she took the spotlight away from 2 players in their biggest moments of their careers. Yeah. Bianca here, and then Osaka in the finals of the U.S. Open. No one's going to do that because she gets away with it because obviously she's the greatest of all time. But no one's really looking at that. That's twice now. She's really taking the spotlight away from young stars who deserve the moment. Yeah. And, ever since she had a baby, I don't know much about women's bodies, but she has been a lot more emotional on the court. I respect the fact she played when she was pregnant. She's played as she's coming back. She's the greatest ever, but I feel bad. She needs to calm it down a touch on the court.
Well, she needs to decide whether she can play at this level or not.
Yeah, you should let the qualifier go through. She played a qualifier in the semis. If you felt like there was potential, you couldn't play the next day, which is what I felt like Ronich did with Felix. And that's why he said, I don't even know if I'm going to beat you, but you might as well go through anyway.
Yeah, but here's
she
the
should have
point.
done that with the qualifier.
Here's where the tennis association has to bring doctors into it. A doctor could have dealt with her on the semifinals and said, look, it's Serena. This is going to flare up over and over the next, couple games.
Retire this match.
Now.
Let the girl go. Let the
so we have a finals
go.
because you got to again think about the fans. So many of these damn sports don't think about the fans. I can't imagine how upset I'd be if I paid for tickets to go to that final day. We're going to talk about Nadal's match in a second. But how many people paid for tickets to have this happen? This cannot happen. So the sport has to clear this whole injury thing up. I mean, there's something about the sport to begin with because every single one of them is injured all the time.
Yeah.
And they got pulls.
I mean, Bianca's 19 years old and she's injured all the time.
Yeah, and she's got bandages and everywhere else she's playing. There's a stressor in this game right now that's causing that didn't used to happen here as much. So they got those issues. But I don't believe players should be able to retire without a doctor agreeing that they can't play. And they should be looking at this earlier, especially in the semifinals. When she said, I was most upset when she said, I felt this way in the semifinals,
that
but
makes
I played through
mad.
it. That made me more upset because the doctor should have come out and said, Serena, you're not going to get over this. Let's retire now and let the other person go to the final.
And that would have been
fans.
that would have been a veteran move. Because we could deal with the fact you retired in the semis. And the qualifier, by the way, who she was playing, Bushkova, would have loved the opportunity to play in the finals of the Rogers Cup. You take that away from her, and then you don't give the moment to Bianca in the Rogers Cup final. So yeah, it was all mess all around, but let's move on.
And this wasn't in the third set. This was freaking 19 minutes. She knew she had a bad back going in. Without a doubt, that was the case.
Yeah,
so it was really too bad.
Anything once you,
but anyway,
she retired ahead of time. I guess that way you save money on it for the fans.
Is what it is.
But really should have forfeited the semifinals so Bushkova could have given a fair match,
even overnight, and let Bushkova come in and play the final. Like
well,
even though she lost, but
you could.
Anyway, they got to come up with some kind of solution. This just doesn't work.
And by the way, they got to get better doctors clearly in tennis.
Clearly, yeah.
Or figure out schedule. I think they're playing too many days in a row.
Yeah,
it's kind of insane how many days they play in a row. That might be an issue, but they got to look into it. But let's go to the men's here. We got Nadal, and that match was just as boring. At least it was a real match, but it was a wipeout. Nadal destroyed him. Now, Nadal also had Saturday off.
The schedule is another issue.
Of rain. Monif had to play his 3.5-hour quarterfinals in the morning. 3 hours later, would have played Nadal.
Yeah.
Now, he did the right thing, which was retire ahead of time. And actually, what's funny was the guy who won, the Russian, got to play Nadal in the final. Thought it'd be an advantage he got to play. Clearly, it wasn't. Nadal went out there and destroyed him. Nadal, one of the best all time. I'm going to give him a ton of respect. He comes to this event, and he wins it. He doesn't come for prep. And he said in his interview, he goes, I don't understand people who come for prep and lose. He goes, I'm coming, and my prep is to win this thing. He came and won again. 6th title of the Rogers Cup. Congratulations to him. Always great that he comes by and wins. Huge for the game. Great guy, by the way. I saw him earlier, walking with, they always give a kid, but he actually engaged with the kid. He got to walk out.
Yeah.
Then when he took the photo, he was super nice. He thanks him when he gets the towels, so great guy, great champion for Canada in the Rogers Cup. He won in Montreal, another boring match, but congratulations to him. So that was the
unfortunately, just completely let down day after what has been a great tournament.
Awful day.
It was really unfortunate. But there we are. It's what it is. The rules are the rules. The players live by them, and so do the fans have to do that, and everybody else. But they need to look at some of these rules, especially around injuries. There's something going on right now in tennis. These people are on the ground all the time getting their muscles worked during matches. It's unbelievable. And there's something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the baseline game is compared to the old days. Like, why is Federer never hurt? Because he's not just pounding balls from the back line all the time and have to run cross court. He gets up, plays softer shots, plays the ball different directions. But it may have something to do with the game today. That's all they're doing.
Right. And real quick, because we only got a minute left. But I think it all comes down to, and every sport will tell you this, it all comes down to what? It's the gym work people put in these days. And Federer will still tell you, well, he's insanely fit. He gets fit by playing tennis. These guys are in the gym, and every sport will tell you, hockey, football, it's all gym work where these guys get hurt now, men and women. This is where they get hurt. And the fact that big people can become athletes now, they're really the ones that are getting hurt. It's the bigger men. Nadal is fit. He's even jacked, but he's 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Ronich, no matter how little you touch weights or whatever, you're really big. So big kids can play sports, which is great, but also big people are the ones getting hurt, and that's part of the problem now. You see in all sports, they're all big and they're all getting hurt.
Yeah, it's something that needs to be looked at in the sports, and tennis, I think, is one that needs to spend some time on it right now.
Don't play so many matches, I think, is the key.
Yeah, possible as well. There's so much money. So they don't want to sit out matches anymore. So there you are. It was the total disappointment on Sunday, unfortunately. Too bad for Canada. Again, another tournament that is for a whole country, not just a city. We didn't get it this year. Too bad. But great that we had a Canadian win it all.